Was that your way of introing the show just now? 4 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, what's up? Let's start.
Good Sam, Bad Sam with Sam Mitty and
Sam Hunter.
with Eli.
Halpern.
Yeah,
That was fun.
we did it.
That was great.
I thought that your name was like Burn. It's Pern. So I've learned.
What are you trying to say?
So I perned.
You trying to say I deserve to burn in hell?
No, you deserve to pern in hell. Okay, this isn't good.
Is this where we're starting?
It's a lot of really journalistic research you just did there. I recently learned your last name. Tell me more about that.
I'll
It's
do
like
that.
Byron Allen.
In the
She's
early
like, I knew the first half of the last
Yeah.
name, but I recently learned the last half.
like in the early episodes of this podcast when we would have people on willy nilly, I would just be like, I don't even know how to say your last name.
Who the fuck are you?
Tim Stiefler. I would like halfway through the episode, I'm like, I'm just now finding out your name's Tim.
That's awesome.
See, you don't need to put that much effort in.
Yeah.
You're doing the right thing.
You can just do whatever.
Failing
Yeah.
upwards is beautiful.
I mean, unless you're like super successful and then things matter, but it's like at this level, you know,
It's somehow both
none
hot
of us
and
have
cold
more
in
than
here.
I don't know, 100 views probably.
Yeah, I'm just experiencing getting more than 100 views for the first time. Not much has changed. Still doing 3 minutes at the open mic. I do have about 900 new gay followers, and boy, oh boy, do I know what it's like to feel like an ugly lady. Because people still want to fuck, but they're not really nice about it. You know, just a lot of gay guys being like, I'd lick your ass if you wanted. I'm like, ugh.
Just disrespectful.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like, you're so pretty, I'd like to, I want to be swept off my feet by these gay gentlemen.
You want to be
But
courted.
they're kind of, yeah, I want to be courted. They're kind of just like, hey, what's up, pig? You know, I'd sniff your ass, I guess. I'm like, oh
That's
my
my
God.
issue with the LGBTQ community. Is they're like, they're not out there trying to convert people and they're not bothering anyone. Yes, they are. I will show you my DMs. They are bothering me. And they are aggressive. And they say things I wouldn't fathom saying to another woman.
Yeah, well,
Another woman?
You hope anyway.
Well, I mean, that's, yeah.
You're the T.
What?
Are you the T
What do you mean?
in the LGBT?
No, I'm a straight guy.
Another woman? You made it sound like you were a woman.
No, I didn't. that was you.
Here's one thing that is cool about gay guys is they can hate women, but they're protected by the LGBT blanket, so no one can really get mad at them. There's a clip I posted with my buddy where he was telling me that he was like bottoming for his boyfriend, and he looks like me, but like somehow more of a hick, and I'm just like shocked. And one of the comments was, the woman was too stunned to speak, referencing me being shocked about this, and I was like, that is awesome. To be a full-blown misogynist and not have it affect your life at all,
Dude,
pretty fun.
Scott Fillmore has a great bit about that.
Dude, I mean, you don't have to give it away, but
Just,
Can you say the bare bones
he's
of
just-
it?
He's basically just saying, I hate women and I'm gay. That's essentially what he's saying.
I mean, that is a great bit. That's classic stuff.
That's I don't remember the bit, but that's the main message.
True. Carlino has a bit about a woman. He held the door for a lady and she didn't say thank you, and he had a rage fantasy about beating her to death in a parking lot. That is pretty great. He's like, I don't need you. I fuck butts. You know what I mean? Carlino, what a gem.
Yeah, I used to hold the door open for people all the time when I was a little kid. And then this one time, this guy was like, one day you're going to make a great doorman. And after that, I was like, I'm never holding the door open for anyone.
It was really funny. They used to happen to me a lot, and I took it the exact opposite way. I was like, thank you so much. I am going to be a great doorman one day. And now that I'm no longer working as a bouncer, every time I'm outside a comedy club smoking a cigarette, everyone just shows me their ID. So it's followed me this far.
I'd be like,
Even
ugly.
Even if I retired, ugly. Look like shit. Maryland, gay, piece of shit.
5'8", yeah, fucking right, dude.
Yeah, right.
Just look at their ID like, yeah, I don't work here, but I know where you live now.
Yeah, true.
Cool, I'll be there later. I'm standing outside your window, just fat tits pressed against it.
I used to, when I was like,
You talking about me or you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it could never be about me.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I have a level of self-awareness.
when I was like peak alcoholism, I used to go around bars. I would always wear black shirts, so I looked like I worked places a lot. And I would just go up to people with their drinks on the table, like, "You guys done with these?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And I would just take them and just slam them. They'd be like, "What the, do you work here?" I'd be like, "No."
That's awesome.
I love abusing free will in that way.
Yeah, that was most of my 20s.
I did that with, yeah, food as a fat server. I was so pumped. when like a bunch of ladies like you showed up at a place that sold like flatbread pizzas. It was not like a hot girl spot. They sold like fat like pound burgers and wings. And every now and then there'd be a table of yous that show up and eat like a crouton, and they go, I can't. It's like a competition of who can eat less in front of their peers, and that must be really upsetting.
I get so frustrated when girls come to the restaurant and they order a salad. Go home.
You can get salad at home.
You can make you grab a bag of mixed salad and do that at home. Why are you spending $15 to eat salad in public?
Yeah, it's rough.
I mean, fat shaming everyone.
That is rough.
Wait, Sam, are you saying that you would sit down at the table and just eat the leftovers?
I would never have that level of confidence. I would just assume someone would call the police if I did that. In my little server's apron with like a pen behind my ear. Just clocking out for a second, just eating half a chicken parm in front of my employees.
No, because I used to do that all the time.
As an employee.
No. Which I think is worse. Actually, I don't know what's worse. But I would just go sit down, and there would just be a bunch of food from people that I had rules. I wouldn't shit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't try the soup.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't do if it looked eaten. I wouldn't touch it. If there's a half of a sandwich, that's all me.
You're just scooping that off the table.
Yeah.
And are you going mobile, or are you just sitting there like a psycho?
I would sit down.
Oh boy.
Were you hammered? Have a full meal,
or sometimes a sober situation?
Oh no, I was very drunk.
Yeah, okay.
Xanax too.
Oh yeah, that'll make the bad thoughts go away.
I remember one time, me and my friend actually we like planned it out. We took Xanax and then went to Cheesecake Factory, and just table hopped on people's leftovers.
Oh my God.
And it really.
You had nothing else going on? There's no books to read or anything?
No, that was it. That was the plan. That was Friday night.
Holy shit. Where are you from?
Southern California. This is in San Diego.
That's way too nice of a place to be doing that, I think.
That's why we got away with it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just also crazy to blast off that text to the boys being like, Cheesecake Factory tonight at 7 to 9 Cheesecake Factory table hopping.
I got 4 Xanny bars. We're going to hit happy hour. Let's see how much we can eat before we spend $1.
Oh my God.
Have you been asked to leave? Have you been removed from places for doing that?
No, this one time we were at, I was in Huntington Beach with like 4 of my friends on 4th of July. I was probably like 21, maybe 20. This place, Baja Sharkies, had great Mexican food. We go in, this fucking Mexican family of like 15 just gets up and leaves. There's food everywhere. I'm like, yo, that's us. We sit down, we start eating. The manager comes in and he's like, are you eating those people's leftovers? And I used to drink a lot, and then I would drink and I would just lie.
Sure.
I would just make shit up. So
Classic.
I was like, well, sir, I just got back from volunteering in Africa, and I saw the starvation levels out there, and I didn't want this food to go to waste. And then he looked back at me and was like, thank you for being honest, and walked away and let us continue eating the leftovers.
There's people you can lie to in this country, and there's people you can't lie to in this country. The people you can lie to are a lot of separate versions of white people. Italians lie to for sure. Jews, I was gonna say sniff it out, but I don't want to say that. People trying to rip you off. Like lie to strangers. You can't lie to a Mexican family business owner. That's someone, because they will be like, "Oh, God is with you. I hear you," and then you can just go off being a scumbag. Shame
they
on
were
you,
just gonna
sir.
throw it away. I don't think I did anything
There's
wrong.
9 dishwashers back there who make 4 cents an hour. They would have plowed through that food.
They don't eat that, do they? You've worked in a place.
Sure, yeah, of course.
They eat
Mexican
the leftovers.
people eat Mexican food, bro. Yeah, I did like one of the worst shows of my life last week, and before the show, so far, that's right. I can't unless I get literally shot in the head on stage. I don't think it's gonna get any worse. And it was my first hour, so things are really good. The dude running the room beforehand was like, if you want to drink, go see that guy. And it was a dude like barely spoke English, but he got it. He was like a bar manager in a resort town. So how could you not understand? And then I do the show. I do 45 minutes, and it's the worst thing I've ever done. And I go back to the bar to be like, well, I have a hotel. I might as well get fucked up. My buddy was there. We were like smoking joints. And I ordered a double whiskey diet, gentleman's move, or an alcoholics. And he kept doing this, like the bouncer, like, show me your ID. And I just kept being like, okay. And I showed him my ID. He's like, no, you need to pay. You need to pay. And I ended up getting off stage for 45 minutes that this guy just watched me suffer through, and then paying $18 for a double whiskey.
Oh, God.
And he was just like, yeah, get fucked, buddy. Like, I don't give a shit about you or your dreams. You're paying for this drink. I don't give a fuck.
How many people were there?
120.
And you bombed for 45 minutes?
Well, 50 of those 120 people were scream talking over each other.
Where was this?
South
high
Padre
school
Island.
cafeteria?
That's the first thing I said. It was like, this feels like a high school cafeteria if it was emo. I'm going to see if Robert Tabbitt can send me the video so I can give you the
How'd you
layout
feel
of the
about
room.
your material, though?
I told 10 jokes in 45 minutes. And
Damn.
all of them were worse than the last.
And the rest of it was like wrangling the crowd.
It was, yeah, I mean, I would just like call myself fat and someone would go, okay, this guy's pretty good, you know? And then like, I was playing guitar too.
I was going to ask,
and
did you have your guitar?
yes, so the plan was, because I was supposed to do an hour. The plan was I was going to do 30 minutes of like crowd work, riffs, some jokes that I don't really care about. And then at 30 minutes, pick up the guitar and then do my A until finish line, right? And close strong. I picked up my guitar in 4.5 minutes. That's how bad it was. I was like, these trees are depressing. Huh? It was during a hurricane also. And I was like, this is like if Seattle fucked Florida. And everyone's like, we don't care. And then I called one guy in the crowd, Mexican John Lovitz, and like that exploded the room. And they went back to like, okay, my mom's dead. And everyone's like, dude, no. No. And yeah, it was truly horrific.
Did you get paid for it?
I got paid. The only reason why the show continued is because if we didn't do our time, we wouldn't get paid. So Tabbitt went up and did 32 in front of me, which is like essentially a headlining set. After the host did 30 to try and wrangle the room, and then I did 45 and just sent straight to death. It was pretty sweet.
I had a pretty similar experience. I had a similar game plan as you. I did my first hour recently too. Did 45 as well.
There you go.
And it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. It was alright.
Was it local?
Yeah.
This was self-produced.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw this.
I wanted to do an hour, so I was
Sure.
like, I'm just gonna fucking do an hour.
Yeah.
And
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Just put it on. What happened? What do you think went wrong?
Well, I refused to have anyone else be a part of it just because I wanted to just have all the pressure on me. I knew it would have gone better if I had a host or if I had someone
you just
bringing me
raw
up.
dogged an
course,
hour?
Yeah, I brought myself up. I opened for myself.
I do
and
like
then
that.
I just did it all myself. So it would have
go
been better if I
first,
had an
like-
opener and a host.
You walk up,
Yeah, of course.
You're about to see the greatest headliner of all fucking time.
Some
and then
say-
you turn
Yeah,
around.
I thought about going up with a fake mustache.
Yeah.
I
The
did.
glasses. Some say this guy's the greatest comedian to ever live.
Just have sunglasses over your sunglasses and a mustache over your mustache. And they're not even different.
Just take them off and they're still there.
Okay, so this is right before I'm about to go up. This is the host pleading with the room to stop talking or he's going to call security.
Please. I don't want to have to call security and mess on you. He's fucking 5'6".
That's the situation we're dealing with. And then it's not like he stopped the show. It wasn't like, okay, don't even, it's fine. He was like, anyway, he's a regular at the Comedy Mothership and all the shit. I'm like, I'm not, obviously. And just like started lying about my credits and there you go.
They still didn't even care. It would be funny if they brought you up as Shane Gillis.
He should have. He should have brought me up as Dane Cook. And I would have taken my shirt off and slithered around stage like a snake for 45 minutes. And that would have been way more effective than what I
Dave
did.
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's here. Don Rickles is back from the dead, and holy fuck has he been eating a lot. Here he is. Do you think you learned anything from that self-produced situation? Or just the set itself?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I think the biggest hurdles were the technological issues. I printed out QR codes on flyers, and then the day before I was about to get a bunch of barkers, they emailed me and they're like, your trial's over. You have to pay $120.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm like, well, now I have to. So I paid that. And then the next day, they're handing out the flyers with the QR codes on them. And then the sales ended to the event.
Nice.
So there's just people actively like, scan this code. And like fucking, you can't buy tickets. So I got to tweak that next time. You can do that in settings on Eventbrite. But
The more you know.
yeah, those are important things to know for producing your own shit. As far as the material goes, I mean, I really just combined a bunch of sets, and then I found a nice little way to transition into each one that I was happy about. I don't know if I really learned anything material-wise. It's kind of the same shit I've been doing for years.
Fair.
But
Just yelling racial slurs into a microphone
I don't do that.
anymore.
Only on podcasts.
Yeah, only on this podcast.
Yeah, I don't get
Ready?
too racist
3,
on stage.
2, 1.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the.
I try to not be the racist comedian, because
It's funny you have to try not to.
I am in real life.
Sure.
So I
Right.
gotta pretend like I'm not on stage.
Well, I mean, you do. I mean, a fair amount of like conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that translates? I mean, do you go? When's the last time you've done a show outside of Austin? Like in a bumfuck town.
I did Niagara Falls a few months ago. I did
That'll do it.
Cancun
It's my neighbor.
Yeah.
last year.
Canadian side, or
Canadian side, yeah.
this is a good part.
Yeah, I've heard. Do you think? I mean, were you still doing the same type of shit then?
Well, it was for Ben Bankis' crowd.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's kind of his
So you
whole
did
thing.
just say the N word for an hour and everyone went crazy?
I kind of did. You ever have those thoughts where you're like, what if I said this? And you're like, that's so stupid. I would never say that. And then I was like, I'm just going to say it. I just went up like, what's up, my Niagaras? And it crushed.
Of
It was so stupid. And
Yeah.
it crushed.
Of course.
I remember because I only knew Sam Tripoli from Duncan Trussell's podcast. So I remember like those episodes were fun episodes. And the first time he did Buffalo Helium, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see him. He comes out, immediately says the N-word 5 times. I was like, so I got mixed up with someone else.
Yeah, it's funny that there's a very large sect of comics now who are like, who claim they're doing real comedy, which some of them are, but most of them are just retarded.
Well, when I did Skankfest last year, I'm looking at the list of Sams. I'm like, half these Sams are racist as fuck. Do I want to be grouped?
Oh, yeah.
Fit in.
Yeah.
Join the club. At least for the weekend.
I think
Like, I'm one of the good
anti-Semitism
ones.
is cool.
That's a big hit right now.
Yeah, I'm into that.
We've covered that a lot in this podcast recently.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's different from racism,
Okay.
even
That's,
though it's not really.
It's anti-nationalist, maybe?
Yeah, it's because you're criticizing the oppressors as opposed to the oppressed.
Yeah, that's punching up. Right, Sam? Get in the shot. Get back in the shot and nod your head. Absolutely. Well, I was thinking about this. I don't know. You're a football fan. Are you a football fan? More of a fight fella?
Yeah, I don't like sports at all.
Oh, but you fight.
it brought it.
That's why I started fighting, so I could beat up people that are good at sports.
Oh, that's chess on checkers. But if we ever have to fight to the death via free throw contest, you're fucked, buddy. I was thinking about that. Is like people give the Jews a hard time. You know what I mean? But Howie Roseman is the GM for the Eagles. Football, even though you have to have like these warrior chess pieces to play against each other, it still comes down to who has the best Jew in the front office. And the Eagles are currently winning that because they have by far the best Jew in the league. So, Jews are good. Go Birds.
Go Birds, go Bills.
Clip that.
Wait, are you calling Jews birds because they have beaks?
Go Top.
Got it. Where's my dreidel? Hold on. Well, shit, dude.
Pat, what time are we at? Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to cut out 10 minutes of this too, so that's great.
Oh,
Yep,
you
we're
guys,
at a cool 11 right now.
you guys don't talk about this stuff?
No,
No, every episode is the same. we'll just be as
No.
retarded as possible, then go, oh my god, we can't use that. And then literally no one cares.
Yeah. See,
just a
that's
good
what's
time.
nice. That's what's nice about being at our level of success is that nothing
None?
matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'Cause-
Like the day I get famous, I'm fucked. So I'm enjoying not being successful. I'm enjoying having total freedom to say whatever I want and having zero consequences.
Sure.
And the worst case scenario is I succeed.
Well, no, it's not. Because the most hated people on the internet are the most wealthy right now. So if you do succeed and then everyone hates you, that's just like a guaranteed $500 million. You know what I mean?
My coworker has been obsessed with those little boys that just talk about what food they like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, he told me I should have them on. I was like, well, I want to have like a good podcast. He's like, good podcasts don't matter.
You shouldn't be
That's so
you shouldn't
true.
be near children.
You
You're
made me
gonna give
sound
them
like a molester. Damn, what do you mean?
You're gonna be a bad influence on them. I don't think you're gonna molest them.
Oh, well, because I'm still like, in my mind, I'm still a teenage girl. I'm just the oldest teenage girl in the world.
Because they're going to
it's
be like excited. They're like, ooh, pretty girl. And then you're going to talk and they're going to be like, oh, that's what they're like.
Well,
And then
Just
I
pounding
and they're
a
going to be like,
twisted tea
all
at
girls are
breakfast.
like that.
Yeah.
first we hit 90 subscribers up top.
Let's go.
Let's do it. No, but I have this thing where I forget that I am in fact 27, which is devastating. But like sometimes like when I'm shopping in Target and I'm like I walk past like employees there like talking to each other. Those are like 17-year-old girls and they're yapping and I just want to be like, "Oh my god, like you're so right."
Right.
Like, I just want to jump into like the tea time and I go, "I'm literally an adult."
Jersey Mike's?
Yeah.
Did you work for Galen?
Pretty tough. I did not.
No, that's Jimmy Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Sick. We have so many connections. We have so many deep show business connections. If you want a half-off turkey sub from Jimmy John's, we got the plug.
I would take that up.
You guys
I'm
talking
hungry,
about doing
yeah.
your hours. He texted me at like 1:30 the other night and he goes, "Do you have 25:30?" And he's texting me at 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, "I don't have any time to speak to you." But then he texts me the next day. He's like, "It's surprising me how many people can only still do 10 minutes in Austin." I was like, "Oh, I can do 30."
Yeah, sure.
I just didn't want to give you 30 of my personal minutes.
Yeah,
for
it's
anything.
1:30. I'm 4 giant twisted teas deep.
What,
And
you thought, that's what you thought he was asking?
Yeah, and then that's what he even said. He's like, "If I wanted to fuck, I'd say so." And I was like, respect. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know why I thought you would dance around that question, you little freak.
Yeah. Honesty's the best policy.
But he was like a insane person because he texted me because Mike was hiding it from him that me and Taylor broke up. And he randomly texted me one night. He's like, "So I realize you guys don't follow each other on Instagram." I'm like, "Why are you looking at that?"
That's deep.
Damn, putting him on blast.
That's deep investigative work right there.
But I thought that was crazy. I was like, the answer is still no.
But now you know that, you're like one blowjob away from a feature somewhere, feature set.
Yeah, in Midwest Kansas.
The money's still green, you know what I mean?
Imagine being in a car with him for like 2 hours.
I can't imagine being in a car with almost any comedian in Austin. Outside of a close personal friend.
I like Galen. He reminds me of me when I was like 18.
Yeah, but he's like 30.
Yeah, I think we have to start implementing like a cutoff age to when you can no longer listen to Blink-182. And
I think we should have a cutoff age for living.
Tell me more about that.
Well,
When should we die, Eli?
I think 70. I think if
70
just
is
life
good.
is just capped at 70, then we all get a fair shot. We all know we have the same amount of time. We could plan things out a little bit more fair, a little more evenly. Think of it as like time communism.
They made a movie about this called Midsummer.
Oh, with the blood eagle, when they cut their back and pull the lungs out.
Is that what they did in that movie?
I don't know what either of you are talking about.
Whenever
I
they're
haven't seen the movie, but I just heard of that one part.
I don't remember. That whole movie was a fever dream. But yeah, they were like, everyone dies at this age. And then they would like brutally sacrifice him publicly.
Wow. That's fucked up. If you could just like heroin someone to death at 70, that
Yeah,
I
how
think
would
I'd
you want
opt
to
in
kill
for
these
that.
elderly people, Eli? How would you want them to end?
They all stand in a room, and then a big fan of blades just lowers.
Saw. They made a movie
You want
about
to do
that.
Saw? Okay. That would probably.
Is that from Saw?
It has to be.
No, I think heroin's good. That's kind
Heroin's
of
good.
how hospice care works, anyways.
Yeah, once like the decision's made to be like, we aren't saving this, you just hit that button. I mean, my grandma killed herself, but legally,
How old?
84.
That's a good age
She was
to
still
kill
cruising
yourself.
around. Yeah, she just chain smoked, lived by herself, and she's
How'd
like,
she do it?
I can't walk or breathe. I don't know how they do it in Canada. I think they just put you in a pod, and then just like
You're Canadian?
gas you out. I was born in Toronto, yeah.
Oh wow.
So I'm assuming so. I can't imagine she went to a doctor's office and then she went into like a room, and a guy just had a machete and was like, okay, this is doctor prescribed.
I would want a Canadian send off where I get trampled by meese.
That would be a
Meese?
crazy job.
Geese.
Meese.
Why meese, not geese?
Moose.
Oh, moose. Yeah, true. That'd be a crazy job killing old people who want to die.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, there's people
would
that
hope
want
so.
to do that. That's why I'm like, everyone has a place in the world.
Would you rather be that
I didn't
or an
realize-
abortion doctor? Because it's kind of the same thing, just opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh,
Well, I've
I'm
always
taking,
loved Operation.
Oh my God, you are terrifying. You are a walking scary movie. No, I want to be the end of life, because then you can ask like good questions. You can get good intel. She'd be like, hey, do you have any regrets? And they'll be like, I worked too hard and I didn't love my son. You go, great. Fucking slice their head off. But now you have that in your knowledge of like, I better love my son if I have one. If you're just plucking babies, that's fucked up, man. Sorry to go full my girlfriend's Mexican Catholic, but makes me sad. Breaks my dang heart.
I'm not pro-abortion. I've never needed one.
And you're never going to.
Amen.
Yeah, you don't have to wear a condom with anorexic girls because they can't produce fetal tissue.
Oh my God.
Well, that's the thing I realized in the last 2 months is I'm like, oh, I'm at that age now where people really have to like try to have a kid, and I'm not really trying. You know?
But you're not denying.
What does trying even mean? It just means you don't pull out.
You face east.
It's like, congratulations, you're a whore.
Yeah, right. East for a boy, west for a girl. You take kava.
I'm hitting Kegels after every pie.
Or you hold
Pie
your
is
knees
disgusting. Oh yeah, you're like
And
you're
rock
stretching
side
out
to
your lower
side.
back. Ew.
I have my boyfriend pick me up by my ankles and just shake me. Like getting loose change out of something.
No, we're not bullying. We're conceiving.
This is God's
He's like
plan.
shaking you off a
I'm not.
three-story
Yeah,
building.
yeah, I'm not in the mob. This is the wife of my. This is the mother of my child.
This is
my
the
wife,
of my
asshole.
children. Yeah, I think I'm good. And next is menopause.
Same. I love.
Dude, remember when you got mad at me on Instagram?
Yeah, I was waiting to bring that up.
Yeah. I kind of said it in a weird way too. I'll admit that. He
I think
posted something about like him bombing and it not getting that many or getting more views than usual. And I was like, yeah, my bombs get way more views. And what I meant by that is like when I post me bombing, it gets more views than when I post me doing well. And how he took it is my bombs get way more views than your bombs. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. And then I was like, what?
Yeah, so.
And then he was like, oh, the next day he was like, my bad, dude.
Sim Hunter, you went full girl on Eli?
No. So I posted a thing of like it was a link to my YouTube where it was like, this is comedy for nobody.
I watched it and gave it a thumbs up.
You didn't
I
have
was
to-
supporting you.
I didn't ask you to do that.
I did it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You're what a sweetheart you are. And after the fact I reread it and I was like, oh, I get it. But to me it was in my brain I was hammered, by the way. 4 days off the sauce, so that's where I was at. And I thought you were saying like you watched it and you were like, yeah, you bombed, but more people will see it, so that's cool. And I thought you were like insulting my comedy because that's the only thing I care about. And I was like, I don't give a fuck what you do, dude. Shut up. And it was like 3 a.m. and I was so mad already going into that. And then the next day I was like, oh, I think I made an oopsie. I think I made an oopsie with like someone that can fight, you know? And also you weren't wrong because I posted like that video with the title of like hack overweight comedian bombs on stage. And it's by far my most watched video. So
What a crazy brag that would be, too. To be like, my bombs get more views than your bombs.
yeah, I know. It was
I
mental.
suck better than you.
It was mental. That was like the first time I've snapped in a long time. I don't know what it is about your Instagram profile or your face, but boy oh boy, was I not having it at
Like, I know
3
the
a.m.
cricket guy isn't talking shit right
Yeah,
now.
the cricket bar
The
protein
cricket guy
guy.
is chirping me. Thanks.
Well, because I'm sure earlier that day I saw on Instagram that you were talking about how like dinosaurs are a psyop, and I was like, fuck this guy, man. Why the fuck's he talking about my content? I'm just trying to do stand up, man. Leave me the fuck alone. Is that your stance though officially on dinosaurs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you explain why dinosaurs are a psyop?
Well,
Tell the good people at home.
you know how they have the big T-Rexes and they have all the bones and they're displayed beautifully and you can see the massive expanse of the bodies of these beings. And they're all fake. All the bones are fake.
I'm sorry?
There's like 3 real bones in the whole thing that are real. And the rest, they just made.
Where are the real ones coming from?
They're in the ground. I think they might be giants. I think they might be Anunnaki.
What'd you
But-
call me?
Fat ass.
All right. Well, the beef is
I
back.
think-
we reignited the beef.
Beef is back on the table, boys.
As long as we're not free throw competitioning about it.
Meet me in the batting cages, pussy. So you think it's giant people and not dinosaurs?
Maybe. I'm not fully convinced. I'm convinced that the bones are not real. That is like for sure.
At what age did you start doing psychedelics?
19.
Okay, I would have
How old
thought
are
you
you
would
now?
have blasted your fucking brain at like 12 or something.
No,
'Cause you
I
got
was
some
still a
big
good
ideas.
person then.
Oh, okay.
I was still a good person. Then I got sent to boarding school, and I didn't really deserve to. And then I got really mad and did a bunch of drugs for a long time.
Fuck you, mom.
Yeah. It took me till like 24 to calm down.
Yeah. I
What
feel like
age did you start eating at Cheesecake Factory?
That was
the real psychedelic.
that was probably around 12. I went there with my family before the incident.
Sick, dude.
They paid for it.
Nice. Fuck them. Is it all guys boarding school?
No, it was co-ed.
All right.
Okay,
You
yo
do
pussy
okay there?
ate.
No, there was none of that. There was
Oh.
no fun. It
Oh, so it was like military-like? Where
It
like
was-
they got their eyes on you?
It was it operated the boarding school is called Monarch, which is also a style of CIA mind control, and they pretty much went by the book with that. They like tried to mind control everyone by like you weren't allowed to talk to certain people, you weren't allowed to talk about certain subjects.
Your teacher was Chris Angel.
Yeah, CIA has used Chris Angel as his greatest weapon to indoctrinate the youth.
Mind freak. Oh.
No,
China's the problem. I am the mind freak. Sorry.
the staff they were just weird like Midwestern people.
But they were trained by the Alphabet Boys.
Not directly. I found out about this after the fact. After the boarding school, I found out about the Monarch CIA mind control program, and I read it, and I was like, that's exactly what they were doing at my boarding school. And then I think the founder ended up getting arrested for child abuse.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can there be one school on Earth that exists where they're not like fucking or hitting kids or torturing kids?
No, that's how you grow as a
I mean, they
civilization.
didn't.
I guess.
They didn't physically abuse us. They didn't. It was emotionally abusive in ways, I guess. I don't really like saying that because it's kind of gay, but I don't feel like I was emotionally abused. I felt like I was mentally constrained, and like I was only permitted to sleep 6 hours a night for 2 years.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's normal.
it's normal now. When you're a growing boy, you need that. You
Sorry.
good?
Yeah, I'm great. This Diet Coke is hitting like crazy, by the way.
Yeah, like
I'm
age
just a
14
little
to
bit
16.
stoned. And... Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Age 14 to 16, you need sleep.
Packing trauma. in
No,
your
please,
Belgian.
back to your Diet Coke.
When he asked me for a Diet Coke, I want to be like, is the diet in the room with us?
You piece of shit. I'll let you know, I had a banana today. Suck on that. You're eating Ruffles and a twisted tea for breakfast.
And I'm a fifth of your weight.
I know.
So,
Meet me in the batting
Damn,
cages.
she got you.
Both of you meet me in the batting cages, dude. We'll see who can hit line drives.
All right, here's my bat.
hold me by my ankles.
We're having a kid.
And an abortion.
That's the other thought I had is now I'm too old to have an abortion.
No, you're not. You're never too old
Are
for an
you?
abortion.
I feel like now it
You're
would
too
just
old
be
to
like,
fall down a flight of stairs?
well, I mean, if, it's God's plan.
Right.
And
I think
trip and
falling
I
down
fall.
upstairs is
But
the
if I-
key marker of getting old.
If
Right.
I pay for an abortion at 27, it's like, you're a loser. Just wait a month. It's going to miscarry.
No, you should be fucking guys that can
Holy
afford the abortion.
shit. What is wrong with you? Also that, good point.
Didn't like that. Okay.
Oh my god. Are you okay?
No.
You've been way more pleasant in the past couple weeks. What's going on?
I don't know. I have tears in my eyes.
I like it. Keep going.
They're evil tears.
Not
They could like
really.
burn through fucking.
Evil
something-
Sam is fun.
I've been working for like 4 weeks straight.
Oh yeah, you're about to have a fucking breakdown to see the worst parts of your brain are coming out.
So close.
Oh,
My-
you want to Diet Coke, fat ass? I've been working for 4 weeks straight. Once you
Like,
get
work
a
sucks.
job,
We should kill all the
Tubby.
babies.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I didn't say that. But I'm like,
didn't say.
I'm so tired of being on my feet all day, working so hard in these damn restaurants. I use my one day off to go to Dallas to stand at a concert.
Yeah. And by the way, that band is coming to Austin.
I didn't know that at the time.
Who?
Brand new. They got canceled like 8 years ago because in 2004, Jessie Lacey, lead singer, was 24 at the time, soliciting nudes from a girl who ended up being 15.
That's tough.
I don't get how you get caught up in that. If I was talking to someone, they're like, "Hey, by the way, I'm 15," I'd be like, "Oh, block."
You'd be like,
How could you continue that conversation?
well, it's like, how did I already not know this?
I
Yeah.
saw
How
somewhere
could I
that
not figure
she
this out?
lied about her age, but it still wasn't like a good age to be sexting, you know?
Yeah,
So
not
it doesn't
great.
really.
I'm 16.
When I first heard the story, I thought maybe he was like 22 and she was like 17. I'm like, yeah. Who
For
gives a
Warped
hell?
Tour, that's fine.
Yeah. It's the early 2000s.
Right.
It's like so freshly post 9/11. Like you don't know.
Yeah, we're all confused. The towers fell. Sex to minor. We don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get it. And I mean, it was a great show. They did not play an encore, which really peeved me off because I'm at that point where it's like I wait for the encore to like go into the pit or crowd surf. I like standing and conserving my energy for that. Mm-hmm. You can't do it too soon because then I need to go home. And I waited, nothing, and then went out after. I just felt like dog shit all day. It wasn't worth it.
Right, and then back to 2 weeks more of work.
Pretty much.
Good choice.
I was supposed to be off Saturday to go to the Renaissance Fair. That got canceled.
Hey, why don't you sit down for a little bit?
I can't.
Yeah, because then the bad thoughts come in.
Yeah.
And you just save them all for this podcast. Brand new, by the way, one of the gayer bands that actually made good music
Chomo Pop.
back in the day.
They're great. And I'm going to go see
Is
them
it?
again.
I mean, according to that story.
Oh, well, they're coming back to Austin, but for sure, one of the gayer bands that actually, like,
Never heard of them.
if you listen to, they've, 2 albums, they go, okay, they got something. Not until we get into these
Things
stories.
about Eli.
Yeah, right.
Pat, what time are we at? Perfect.
That,
Eli,
I've seen your list.
do you even know what we do? Do you know what we do here?
I remember you said that you contacted people about me,
Yeah, so
which gave me anxiety.
we gather, you saw my list. What list?
Your bang list and Skankfest.
You mean the Skankfest lineup?
Yeah.
what do you think she was in all the stages?
All the stages were in me.
Surprise one, Tim Dillon. Good for you.
I
Turn him
tricked
straight.
him.
Yeah.
I just put my hair up in a tight
See, that's what you
ponytail.
gotta pull.
Yeah. Who?
Now I'm
You gotta
opening for
fuck
him.
Tim Dillon.
I'd love to.
You gotta be like.
I think he loves to fuck you.
He didn't seem like it when I met him.
But you were open to it.
No,
What the hell would you know?
I'm not open to men's sex.
Tell
But
it to
what
your
if you were
glasses.
top?
Just start the fucking the story, Sam. Oh my god, it's gonna be a 6-hour podcast if we don't go. We have 3 of the dumbest people on earth going back and forth right now.
The other reason I ran late is
Wait,
because
I forgot to ask. I forgot to tell you. Who did you find?
yeah, because you never told me anyone.
Yeah, I forgot. How many people did you find?
I can't. It's all anonymous.
You can't
I'm
disclose
not asking
that.
who. I'm asking how
Yeah.
many.
I stopped while I was at.
I can't disclose. It's anonymous. You fucking idiot.
I was gonna say the other reason I was late is because I found a bottle of wine in my backpack.
And then?
Well, I had to finish it.
Oh, okay. God, there isn't a brain cell
I
among
was
us.
thinking it's crazy to be like, I found a full bottle of wine in my backpack. With my door up.
How much fun is work going to be in an hour?
I miss being an alcoholic. I really do.
Work's gonna be great. I can't see him crying off my makeup.
I can't see. I can't hear or see, and I can't wait to go to work. You want me to kick it off while you look for it?
No, I haven't. I was
Okay.
I got distracted.
Oh, Jesus.
And I realized how many open tabs I had, so I closed down every single app before I
You
got.
need to be put down. You need to be put down for a little bit.
No, I don't. Eli, someone said this about you.
Are you reading the first one? Let me do it while you get yourself together.
Okay.
Good Lord. I'm sorry. She's retarded. Eli Halpern. Someone said this about you. He's not as good at fighting as his stories would lead on. He's actually quite ass and uncoordinated for his size. He got whooped by a Jimmy John's employee.
That's true.
Do we already know who that is? Was this person previously mentioned?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
I had to edit it because it said by my Jimmy John's employee. I was like, well, that's not a brag.
That guy went on to win the Golden Globes, all right?
For TV?
I won the first round. And I could beat the shit out of him. I could beat the shit out of Galen.
Well, was it like an organized fight, or you got jumped by a Jimmy John employee?
No. It was like a fight that was organized. It was a boxing match in a ring with
And
spectators.
You lost.
Well, I lost the second round. I won the first round. I can show you the video.
We're good.
No, I can picture it.
I would only watch it if the other guy was still in his Jimmy John's outfit.
I was gonna
If he
say
was wearing the little visor and just giving you work.
instead of gloves, it was just sandwiches.
Oh my god, getting
I
slapped.
spoke highly of Galen before in this episode, too. I take it back. He's a fucking... Can I say
Sure. It's too late now. I will say I gave these a quick run through, and these are probably the more harsher responses I've seen. I don't think that represents your character necessarily.
There's not a single nice thing that was said about you, which is crazy. Normally, someone goes like, "He's a great friend." No
Well,
one
that's
said
because I didn't
that.
tell you who to ask. You just asked random people.
Random
So true, bestie.
or people that would have a more honest opinion of you.
I mean, I haven't had a conversation with Galen in probably a week. Maybe 2.
Pussy.
Wow, it's a
Sorry.
long time.
Yeah, right. You guys are really drifted apart.
I'm not even friends with him, but at the rate he messages me, I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know you. Leave me
no.
alone.
He's gonna be pumped when this comes out. Oh my god.
He's gonna be like, stop flirting with me through your podcast. He's cool, but he is like if cocaine was a person. He's also just strange. Like one time he told me he runs places instead of walking just because.
That's psychotic.
I hate waiting more than I hate walking. So if I want to get somewhere, I'm going to just run there. People see me running on 6th Street all the time. Like I'm going to Creek to like Narbar or something. I'll fucking run.
I get freaked out when I see people running in
Fully
like normal
like jeans,
clothes. Yeah.
like it looks insane.
That's psychotic. Yes, of course.
But
It's an insane thing to do.
But it gets me there.
I can't argue the functionality of it, but
Sam Hunter would love to be able to run places.
I knew that was. See, I knew I shouldn't even brought it up. You know what I mean? I'll run right now, out of this podcast forever. Everyone, you're like, yeah, go for it. I
Pat,
don't
play
give a
booing
shit.
noises.
But that to me, running instead of walking. I have a friend who doesn't drink coffee, but he takes caffeine pills, and I think that's the most disgusting, psychotic behavior I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think running instead of walking is kind of that same thing. You can't enjoy a stroll for a second. You have to just transport to the next spot so you can continue whatever psycho fucking mission that you seem to be on.
I don't think anyone's disputing the fact that I'm a psycho.
Okay, great. Sure.
I think that's pretty
But
clear.
I'm just wondering if you want to explain yourself or that's just pure instinct.
No, I told you I don't like waiting. It takes too long to get places.
Okay. Hey,
It's
Fair
pure,
enough.
It's I just want to get there fast.
where do you run to the most?
It's usually just on 6th Street.
Gotcha.
You know, when you're making the rounds in the comedy scene.
Yeah, and you're
just-
avoiding the guy putting a snake on you. I get it.
For me, it's to the bathroom.
What are you doing there?
Activities.
Flushing her miscarriage.
Yeah, that's what I call my morning dump.
Boy, oh boy. I'm rarely taken aback by words, but you are on fire today. I'm going to have to go home
I
and
go,
like,
whose brown baby is this?
what the fuck is your... I'm going to have to call like my grandma after this, and they're all dead, but I'm going to call one of them and be like, I just spent 2 hours with the devil, and I need to know what I can do to right my wrongs.
Would you like to use my Ouija board?
You have a Ouija board? Oh my god, so you can talk to your abortions?
Would
Oh my God.
Would I have been a good mother? And
Shut STFU.
it moves it to end by itself. I'm like, yeah, well, I did that first.
Oh my god. Let's move on. Oh my god. Oh, Sam Minnie, you are retarded. Let's see. One time, we went on a date when I first moved here, and he took me to an open mic, then drove me back to my car and played his own SoundCloud music. Beast.
That's you.
Beast move. That is a fucking sick move. Do you have an abortion among the two of you? Because that would have gotten me wet.
I was talking to someone about one of the, like, they said some weird interaction you guys had, and I was like, oh yeah, I just remembered this thing that happened. I was like, I'll throw that in.
That's cheating.
Why don't you two recap that night for me? While I take a deep swig of this Diet Coke.
And then belch.
I thought we were.
Belch like your father.
I think we matched on a dating app, and I was like, all right. And then I thought about it, and I was like, I can't fucking date a comedian. So I was like, let's just do comedy.
All right. You said, all right, I guess. Whatever. I'm lonely.
But yeah, I don't think I had met you, and I was bartending at Cap City, and you came in for the contest, and then I watched you bomb. I was like, well, it's technically not fucking a comedian at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't bomb. It wasn't that good, though.
And he's like, yeah, let's hang out. Let's go to Narbar.
Narbar was the spot, huh?
Yeah. And he drove me back to my car in this Tesla.
Well, it wasn't a
All right.
date. I just didn't tell her that.
Gotcha.
I didn't think it was a date either.
What? Because if I saw Derek Dimple playing piano at Narbar, my pussy would be spread. Just saying.
Okay.
You're a stronger woman than I am. That's all I'm saying.
It was the getting back in the car and him playing his own rap tracks that really did it for me.
Which ones did I play?
I don't know.
The greatest
they
hits,
go?
obviously. How did they go?
Oh yeah, let me just go to my favorite songs on Spotify.
What was your
and-
favorite hook?
Yeah, was it Run the Jews? Was it Mozzarella Umbrella?
Those sound familiar.
I love that.
That's what I really want to know. Because you should hear my new shit. It's so much better.
If you want to go to Lucky Duck next week, just in case things don't work out, I got a whole new mixtape for you.
I have a strict no banging comics policy, and I think that everyone should enact that. Even like just people that don't do comedy, no one should fuck comics.
Well, hold on. Wait a second. If you take away comedy, I am useless. I'm
If you
just
take away his girlfriend, he's got to find a really thick rope.
Maybe. So what? Idiot, you're the one having a meltdown right now. I'm doing great.
I'm not having a meltdown.
I'm chilling.
I'm not
You
having
4
a
days
meltdown.
off the booze?
Yeah.
Congrats, bro.
Thanks.
I
It's
feel like
fine.
you lost a bunch of weight, and then you gained it back.
A bunch, yeah. So now I'm going back the other way.
It's like-
That's all it is. It's just depressive episodes I'm trying to manage, which I get fatter and smaller for.
Well, you got a hot girlfriend now, so you have no motivation to lose weight.
She seems to not care.
Yeah.
She does seem to care when I get hammered and I call her and I'm like, you don't fucking love me. She's like, what? And I'm like, shut up. She cared about that, more so about me being obese. So yeah, easy fix to that was probably relax on the sauce a little bit. It's been wonderful. I'm just a stoner now. I'm just a cool, totally relaxed stoner guy.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thanks. I love
Wait.
Sublime.
I try to be that. I can't do it. I get too high and paranoid. And
Yeah.
it ruins like everything. I think
Yeah.
weed affects me worse than any other drug.
I have felt that for a long time. I just have to do tiny little doses, like a little gay bitch. That's been my solution. But yeah, weed affects me more than mushrooms. I can take mushrooms and I feel amazing.
Yeah, I
I'm
used to be on
these
mushrooms
rules.
all the time.
Yeah,
I'd be doing shows on mushrooms.
same. I did do like 2 open mics on mushrooms, then I went back to my apartment and I had the bad-ish trip. Not a bad trip, like an honest one, where I was just in my living room and I was like, you are a fat loser and it's completely your fault.
Aw.
And then I went to bed.
See,
You need to
don't
hear
say
it.
such awful things about yourself.
I mean, hey.
It's my job.
Yeah, true.
No,
I
you
feel
say
like every
good things.
relationship I'm in doesn't work out because they're so in love with me, and then I'm like, you fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, self-sabotage.
Yeah, it's-
Sabotage everything.
It's not self-sabotage, it's self-induced character growth.
That's terrifying. That's a terrifying way to put it. That's scary.
No, you know, they're like, oh, I love you so much, I'd do anything for you. And you're like, you're fucking retarded. And then you break up with them, and then they hate you. And then you're like, now you get it. You're smart. Now
Yeah.
I want you back. And then
Self-actualizing.
That's a toxic
I didn't get
cycle.
molested. It's called growing up. It's called learning a thing or two about life. You know what I mean?
Well, getting molested isn't self-sabotage. That's being sabotaged.
No, that's the origins of self-sabotage, for sure.
I never got molested. Actually, I have a funny story for you guys. I
Should've
just
been.
remembered this.
Oh, hilarious molestation story?
No, I wasn't molested.
Oh.
That's why it's funny. So
I
when
accidentally
I was
tripped and fell halfway through. I was like, I'm sorry, that normally doesn't happen.
when I was a little kid, my parents took me to a bunch of doctors to like figure out what was wrong with me. And
I love it.
I got diagnosed with ADHD, but not autism. They tested me for autism. I didn't have autism in
Yet.
disagreement into what everyone I know thinks. But yeah, they were just pretty much like, yeah, I mean, he's got ADHD, but other than that, he's just kind of a weird kid. I don't know what to diagnose him as. So then one of the doctors was like, well, maybe he was molested, which I don't know why that is what they think of me. Like, oh yeah, he probably got molested. Anyways, my parents are like, Leah, let's sit him down and ask him about it.
Sure.
So they're like,
That'll do the trick.
So they're like, Eli, did anyone ever touch you at school? And I'm like, what? What do you touch me at? What do you mean? I didn't know what getting molested was. I was like 8, like 7 or 8.
Not yet.
And they were like, did anyone ever touch you like inappropriately? Maybe one of the adults at school. And I have no idea what they're talking about still. But I can tell that they're like looking for something. So I'm like, actually, now that you mention it, Jose the janitor took me behind the dumpster and touched me. And they were like, oh my God, what? And I just started laughing. And I'm like, I'm just kidding.
What the fuck? You got the guy deported? You're like, nah, I'm just kidding.
I was 7 years old fucking with my parents like that.
Yeah, that's a sign of a healthy foundation. I would say.
Comedian.
Yeah. That's fucking mental. That's really funny for the doctor and your parents to be like, this kid is so retarded, he had to have gotten fucked.
Yeah.
Let's try and bring that out of him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool stuff. Is that explaining why you also have too many hobbies, one person says?
Well, there was nothing explained there. It was just that I'm weird was the
Oh, yeah, certainly.
moral. I guess being weird explains why I have too many hobbies.
Do you think you have too many hobbies?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
It's I would be so much more successful if I just picked one thing and then just did that. But I have to do everything. I just want to experience everything. My dream has never been to like be hugely successful. It's just to experience everything and go everywhere. Like I spent most of my 20s traveling all over the world and shit, and I just want to do things and experience things. But now I'm trying to get more zeroed in on stuff and really trying to make comedy work because that's the easiest.
By far.
It's the easiest thing to do.
It's the most viable option for pretty much everybody.
Fighting is the hardest thing to do. I'm like I could beat the shit out of pretty much everyone we know, but like compared to like actual fighters, like I suck.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna be like a fighter,
How
but
many-
I still want to do it every day because it helps like hone in on the psycho-ness. Because if I don't train, I get like angry and agitated, and if I get punched in the face, then I'm just like, all right, dude.
Yeah, relax.
The rest of the day, I'm zen.
What's your top 3 hobbies?
Comedy, music, fighting.
What's
Great.
the hobby you're worst at?
Fighting.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say ukulele or something. I was hoping for a weird one.
What's your
No.
weirdest hobby?
Weirdest?
Could you just ask that?
Shut up, Pat.
The fuck?
I mean, I would say probably the cricket business is the weirdest thing.
You're still doing that?
Yeah.
How's it going selling cricket protein bars?
Pretty good.
How'd you come across killing a bunch of crickets and mashing them up into a protein bar?
I was in a K-hole.
Whoa. What happened in there?
I heard crickets everywhere surrounding me. And then I just imagined me with a sword just decapitating them and then grinding them up and making them into protein bars.
Is this real?
Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to do that. I don't know. You should look at the website. It's pretty impressive what I pulled off just being in a drug-induced stupor.
I think so. I know the Creek was selling them for a little bit. This is like a legit thing.
Yeah.
With packaging and everything.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it all packaged? Fucking Vietnam?
No, it was all made in America. I was pushed to produce in China, but I didn't want to. The thought of just feeding Americans Chinese crickets just didn't sit well with me.
I did have one
But
complaint.
there was a part of me that like wanted to become a conspiracy, because like they're gonna make you eat the bugs. I was like, I'm gonna be the fucking conspiracy guy because I don't have anything. You know, I'm hugely conspiratorial, but like saying that the bugs are part of some master plan, it's like, dude, the bugs have been here before us. Lab grown meat is part of some master plan, but
So true, bestie.
bugs are natural.
Eli, someone said banana flavored cricket bars was the worst fucking flavor he could have chosen.
Not true.
I disagree.
This is not true.
Everyone has an opinion.
But their opinion's wrong.
Okay. How about this? Mr. Halpern. JK. He was a scrawny nerd until he started taking steroids.
I wasn't a nerd. Kinda. I guess you could say that.
Are you currently on gear?
No.
How long's it been?
Like a month.
Oh, geez, okay. So you're still feeling the effects a little bit.
Yeah.
Still maintaining some muscle.
Yeah,
Do you
steroids
do,
are awesome, man.
Yeah, I fucking want to do steroids.
They are the best drug you can possibly do. All self-help for men essentially boils down to DMT and TRT.
I've
You
heard this
see the
somewhere before.
afterlife, then you have confidence in reality, and then you take steroids, and then you're just a fucking man, and then you can just fucking power through life, and it's the best.
Definitely.
But
I would
yeah.
love to do steroids.
Yeah, I guess I was a scrawny nerd growing up, but I'm guessing whoever wrote that is still a scrawny nerd today and did not improve at all.
Do you do like 2 or 3 cycles a year? Or are you off the piss?
It depends. It's whenever I'm just feeling the itch.
Yeah.
And then it
Steroids.
becomes too much, and then I start getting angry, and I'm like, I can't be angry. I'm too big for that.
Yeah, no one
And
wants
then I
that
gotta
in a
stop.
public space.
Yeah, yeah.
He was on steroids running down 6th Street. Dude, that guy's running in jeans and boots. Someone needs to shoot him. He's getting trampled to death by horses. Yeah, no one needs that. Let's see. Sam, what do you got? I'm looking
What
through
was your
some
question
things.
to these people?
Eli Halpern, thoughts and opinions? And they go, why? What did he do now? So you go, you can be on the podcast. Just say anything. Your brother is a test tube baby.
Yeah.
That's the hardest you laughed this whole episode. That's really delightful. You still get that much
I just-
entertainment out of it.
Yeah, dude. And then I found out my mom. We don't have the same mom. They used a donor egg,
Nice.
and I just learned that like 2 years ago.
Sick.
And dude, so I don't want to say that my little brother doesn't have a soul, but he's kind of just like, he's like the nicest guy ever. And he's so chill and just laid back and calm and cool and just has no concerns. And I'm so fucking envious. But everyone I know who's a test tube baby is just like that.
Interesting.
But when I learned that there was an egg donor, I like called my parents and I'm like, why did you tell me about this? And they're like, because we were worried you're gonna freak out. And I was like, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I get it. I was like, we gotta find the mom. We gotta find the real mom. And no, everyone else was like, dude, stop. My whole
Yeah,
family was
right.
like, fucking chill. And I'm like, what? All right. I guess I was alone on that.
And is your younger brother?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Why'd you want to find the
You're-
mom so bad?
Well, yeah, that's strange.
Because I uncover the truth. That's my whole thing. I just want to find the truth about everything.
Your other hobby, reporting.
Definitely not autistic. But it's really funny for your parents to be like, I want to have another kid, but not that one. So we need to find a red-headed donor who will have no soul.
I like
Yeah, because
picturing.
I've always when we were growing up, I'm like, why doesn't he have all these fucking problems that I do? It's like,
like-
oh, you don't have my fucking mom's DNA.
Yeah, I just picture your parents arguing, being like, "All right, who's the fucked up one, and who should we remove from this equation this time?"
Yeah,
I'm the one that got sent to boarding school. It was a very easy conversation.
that's an honest conversation for your mom to be like, I'm the problem.
Yeah.
I'm the one that fucked this one up.
No,
Let's try
I
a
was-
different oven. Sorry, it's your mother.
No, she didn't admit it.
Her oven, not her recipe,
I don't get it, but I'm with you.
not her eggs.
Totally.
Yeah.
What's your brother doing now?
Sam's like, totally. I know how vaginas work.
Yeah, dude, I've been inside at least one.
So, your mother's.
She's dead.
He moved out here. You were still in there.
Oh, true.
Once I started Golden Cricket, I'm like, you got to come out and work for me, and we're gonna fucking blow this up. And then he came out and worked for me, and it was going well. And then it stopped going so well, and I was making enough to like pay for my bills and shit, but not enough to where I could pay him. And I was like, sorry, dude, I can't fucking.
Nice.
So we went at it. We gave it a good like year, and then he moved back to back to California to become a chef, and now he's doing like meal prep stuff.
Okay. Dirtbag special. It's funny to make your brother quit a job to then hire him and then be like, never mind. Go chop vegetables.
You
fuck.
gotta fail to succeed, buddy.
Accidents happen.
I do subscribe to that. I do subscribe to that. This is a fun fact about you. I don't know if you know this. I'm sure you do. You went to the same school as the school shooter, Elliot Rogers.
Yeah, he shot 2 of my friends.
Oh,
6
my
times each.
bad. That was not in the notes.
That was not a fun fact.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Are they okay?
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay.
They are. They're alive.
What?
Yeah, 6 times each. And
I
they're both
thought you were
alive.
being a piece of shit asking that question. I did not expect
I was,
you to
but
actually
that
have
was
good
a
news.
Best case scenario.
Oh my god, my stomach just went through my asshole.
Yeah, that was fucked up, man.
Again?
Because that happened. That happened maybe weeks after I left.
To go to boarding
Let's go
school.
to boarding school.
No. This is way after boarding school. This is in college. I went to same college as him, Santa Barbara. So I left Santa Barbara, and then Elliot Rodger did that like weeks later, and terrorized like my home at the time. That was fucked up. And then I read everything about him. I watched all his videos because I wanted to know what the fuck could drive someone to do this. And it turns out he was just too much of a pussy to hit on women. That was what the whole thing was about. He wanted women to just come up to him and hit on him.
Yeah.
And he never tried to hit on them. And I was just so sad because I was like, if I just met this guy 3 weeks earlier, I could just be like, dude, just go hit on everyone.
I'd change
and then he
his
would have
life.
tried it, and then he would have gotten laid, and then all those people would be alive.
I think that's funny to
Take him to Cheesecake Factory.
Rex Kwando, a school shooter, into being the fucking man.
Cause I
Rex
did that to
Kwando.
another kid. I had my first roommate in college. I'd be out like partying and stuff, and he was like this nerd that was just sitting playing like World of Warcraft. I'd come home at 3 a.m. after having a great time, and he would just be like, meet me around the back of the castle. And then I just went into his room one night fucking hammered. And I was like, dude, you just gotta go out there and fucking, try to make friends and put yourself out there. I barely even remember this conversation. I saw him like a year later at a party. He's like, Eli, dude, what's up? I took your advice. I'm living the dream now. And I was like, hell yeah, man.
You're gonna start fuck the cricket protein bar. Start a school shooter conversion therapy camp.
How to get your dick sucked 101.
Yeah.
Eli Halpern.
There you go. So I think that's a common thread between people who like do violent shit. Is that
Totally.
They're
They
just backed up and calm.
Totally.
they're not back to come. They're annoying nerds, and they feel like women don't like them. So like something's wrong with me, and then you're all gonna feel my,
Which
Sorry
is
about
crazy.
That's what it's all about.
that. It's crazy how so much of, yeah. Anyway,
I had a
Oh,
bit,
it's all my
doesn't
fault
matter.
again.
I had a
I'm
bit about
telling
it.
you, I wish I was gay.
I dropped this bit because there was not really a punchline. It was just kind of a good point. But Animal Fight Night was this show on Netflix where, do you remember that?
No, but it sounds like early Netflix days for sure.
That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Animal Fight Night.
Before
And then-
John Mulaney was like the star of Netflix, it was Animal Fight Night.
And these fucking giraffes would just be like banging heads with each other. It would show gnarly fights between animals. And I realized, and they did really good research too. They would like explain like, oh, this zebra's attacking this other zebra because he's trying to like bang his daughter. And it's like, dude, there's zebras. They all look the same. How fucking long have you guys been out here? So it was really well researched. And I realized that all of the fights were all about fighting over women.
Of course.
And I was like, dude, that's what it's all
That's
about.
like all of the wars,
It's all women's
all of
fault.
the money. It's all women's
I'm
fault.
That's why I'm like, please let us play. Let us fucking have the controller for 5 seconds. I want to see what girls do with power.
Yeah, because women don't hate each other.
Well,
You
we
don't-
do.
If women got in power, the world would be nukes like this. Like, this bitch has all the money, nuke, and then we're all dead.
I don't think so. I think it would just be like really passive aggressive like comments. I don't know. I just want to see. I just want to see what happens.
I would
Not
like
that I would vote for a woman, but
Of course not. But I would like to see the simulation of that. I would like to see like if we could make a Sims world and make it realistic enough to humanity now, and be like, all right, all the broads get to decide what would happen to men.
we
Lot of
should split
suicides.
the planet
Lot
down the
of
middle.
suicides.
Girls over here, boys over there.
Eli, focus. He looks like he has nothing going on in his head, but after talking to him, I know for sure he doesn't. That's a great joke. I don't mean that.
That person doesn't know me very well.
Well, followed up with, he used a flamethrower indoors and we thought he was going to kill everyone.
That is true. I have a video of it. I can't defend why I did that. It was very stupid. I almost burned down my house.
Oh my god.
And I lived in a complex.
So
And,
not your house, a whole apartment building.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's
But
house?
it was in West Hollywood. There was a bunch of gay people
Our
there.
Oh,
house.
well, now I'm upset. It's my people, dog.
Where were you when the LA fires?
Where were
was
you
here.
when Elon sent Eli? How do you feel about
It was the Elon Musk flamethrower.
Of course it was. You drive a Tesla.
You wouldn't get
look
an
like this.
off-brand flamethrower.
Right. No, you want the best of the best.
Well, it was called not a flamethrower for customs reasons. I like Elon Musk. I always have.
No shit. I think he's, I'm indifferent, I would say.
Everyone who hates him like doesn't have a reason why. They're like, he's rich and he does drugs. Like, that sounds like a cool guy to be friends with.
Yeah, I think he's just annoying. I think he just like really is steering into comedy, and he's like thinks memes are like way too funny. He's he's just a dork.
The way I spilled Twisted Tea all over myself.
Yeah, yeah. Sam, take 5. Go ahead and pour Twisted Tea on yourself. We're gonna talk about the hard hitting Elon stuff.
This is what this scrunchie's for.
Oh, it's foul. That is foul behavior. No, Elon's fine, I guess. Pretty funny to Nazi salute once you're the special advisor to the president, though. Do you think that was on purpose or on accident?
I think it was on purpose.
It made him like
Yeah.
made you like him even more.
Because he's so, like, he is kind of in bed with Israel. So I think he's just trolling everyone to just be like, dude, the Israelis are cool with me. Fuck you, media. They keep calling him a Nazi. He's like, I'll fucking show you a Nazi. That's what I think. Because that's what I would do. Because they were like, no, he's not racist, he's just autistic. And if you know anything about autistic people, it means that you are racist.
For sure.
You just can't hide it.
Definitely. Not only that, you can't deny it. You're like, I'm putting all these categories in where they need to be.
I'm
categorizing
it's pattern
humanity.
recognition.
I literally have a joke I tried once on my Monday show that says almost word for word, pattern recognition is a hilarious way to justify retarded guys being racist. I can show you in my notes, but it doesn't matter. Moving on. We're getting down to the wire here. And these are, I would say, okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're all pretty quick.
2 of these are polarizing. Let's start with the one that's
Three of them.
maybe polarizing.
Yeah.
He banged an ugly ladyboy in Thailand.
Yeah. I thought.
Case closed.
Thank you for watching.
Well, the thing is, the hottest girls in Thailand are guys.
Sure.
And she was ugly as fuck, so I was like, she's definitely a woman. But it turns out I just banged an ugly dude.
Dang.
Yeah. That was one of my first.
That
good
is an
bits.
intuitive thought.
Right?
To like reverse psychology it, but then sometimes you take it too far and you're plowing an ugly guy.
I had the right idea.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize?
3 pumps in, I was like, this feels like a butthole.
This
I
is
look
poop.
down, her shorts are halfway on. I hop out, and I fucking run away. And I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
That's
and
when the running started?
This is right around the time when I was like, I'm going to become a stand-up comedian. And I was like, I got a good bit now.
Is that
Was
your
it
closer?
good?
It's my opener.
Oh, excuse me. So is he. He's locked out of the DMT realm.
So,
I don't even know what that means.
allow me to explain.
Yeah, I like light beer and baseball. You know what I mean?
All right, so the first time I did DMT, I saw through the eyes of every living person. It was beautiful.
Okay.
And then I was like, I got to do it again. 15 minutes later, I do another dose of DMT. I get by an alien demon with barbed wire tentacles.
Same mini?
I didn't touch this stuff for a long time.
Makes sense.
And then it somehow found its way back into my life. My buddy had DMT vape pens. So you could just easily just... So I started doing it. I don't remember what really kicked it off. But I ended up doing it 100 times in a month.
Oh my God.
I was
3 times a day?
blasting off 3
I
times a day.
figured out what's wrong with you.
One thing. One of many. I was blasting off 3 times a day. And this is like, I used to be on drugs and drunk all the time.
Sure.
And this time I was just doing DMT for that month, no other drugs. Which in my mind, I was like, I'm sober. But I was like, I'm not a drug addict. I'm just religious. I just want to see God. That's how I was thinking. I was like, I just want to see the Father. I just miss God. I want to say what's up to God real quick.
Yeah.
And I would just blast off and I would just be engulfed in infinite love. And I was like, this is incredible. This is amazing. And I'd come down and the rest of the day would be amazing, but I still did it 2 more times. And then it just stopped working.
That's
It
mental.
just stopped happening.
I've never...
Pretty much all this stuff is in my set, actually.
Oh, well.
Not that I'm like, you should have paid attention, but I'm realizing that now that...
Oh, all of the most interesting things about you talk about on stage make sense.
Yeah. I've never heard someone have to take a tea break from DMT.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and then I've tried it a few times with a few different people. Just never, it works.
You ever think about just going to church and kind of looking around?
Yeah, I've been meaning to go to Bible study with my friend, actually.
Okay.
Which
And today's
leads-
Monday, right? I might do it today.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, next week.
I did that last
Better
week.
luck next week.
I went into work kind of as the way I'm about to go into work now, and it was very slow. And my one GM walked in. I was like, it's pretty slow for a Tuesday. And she's like, well, it's a Monday. I was like, right.
Fuck.
Right, dude.
Fuck. Also, yeah, when you said it's a Monday, right? I don't know if I can answer that, and I've been sober for 4 days. I'm like, I think it's Monday.
Working in a restaurant, I just go, oh, it's this day, you know?
Yeah, I move
It's
furniture.
meatball sub day.
Yeah, I move furniture and I do comedy and I try not to go to Whataburger. Like
When you're
that's
sober, every day
my
feels
existence.
like 2.
It's been a little long, but I've been
Hang in
enjoying
there.
it. I'm just writing. It's fun. Getting stoned is fucking playing guitar. Not bad. Speaking of, you started a church.
Yeah. I have a registered 501c3 with the state called the Interdimensional Temple. We worship human creativity, and we do not believe in taxes.
Hell yeah. Where do I sign up?
Interdimensionaltemple.com.
Brought to you by Squarespace.
Or on yeah, it is. actually. Or on Instagram at Interdimensional Temple.
You ever thought about just like hiking or something?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? You got a lot going
He
on.
hikes every day between open mics. He's just
He's
got his walking sticks too.
Yeah, you mean running uphill?
How is it both
mean
ways
hill
on
sprints?
6th Street is uphill? Both ways, both directions uphill. on
Doesn't make
6th Street.
sense.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No. It's because we're stepping on the
Because the
bodies of
slant is this way.
dead college kids.
Oh, right.
Like the mystery spot in Santa Cruz. You know what I'm talking about? Where the water goes uphill?
This is the most west I've been in the country. So
Wow.
I got no idea where you're from.
Do you want to go wester?
Definitely not.
No.
If there's more of him out there, fuck that. I'm going back to New England. It's terrifying.
I don't think there's more of me anywhere.
Is that a word? Was there ever service for this church, or is this just a tax write-off? Comedy podcast?
I actually never really did anything with it.
Oh, great. Okay.
But it is there, and it's part of a long plan I have.
Can you at least get like high enough where you will write scripture and be the L. Ron Hubbard of this stupid thing you're doing?
I have.
You have.
And it's not stupid.
Okay. Can I read it?
Yeah.
I want to read it.
It's somewhere.
You have to
I think
find it.
I think it's on the website. I think there's a mission statement.
Can you go to the website and I'll read
A
the
mission
last
statement
one?
is not the scripture of your church. Dude.
Wait, pull up his
you know
website.
what? Hey, you know what? No, I'll do it. I'll write it.
I want to read it if you do. I
right.
want to see how fucking nuts you can go. Because that would be a good way to spend some time reading.
Okay.
If I'm at Buzzmill, got nothing to fucking do, and I don't feel like talking to Keith Ray, I will read. I will read your Bible.
All right, that's all I need. All I need is an audience. You're agreeing
Yeah.
to read it. I got you.
What's the church called?
Interdimensional Temple.
Oh my
.com
God.
or .net?
So
We need
.com.
to get nuked. We've gone too far.
The worst part is you're gonna fucking agree with everything I say.
Well, if it's about not paying taxes, I'm already on board.
Exactly.
You want to hear something in that same realm? My mom and my dad had a successful small business together. She kicked the bucket, but she didn't believe in paying taxes, which is a beast move. So after she died, my dad had a $250,000 tax debt to the Canadian government. That's how much my mom didn't want to pay taxes. That's a legendary move.
Well, except it fucked your dad over.
Definitely, but still, that's a woman with conviction.
Yeah, that is.
You know what I
sick.
mean? That's someone
That
with a
is fucking
spine.
dope.
I don't want to get these fucking roads paved. I'm going to pass away instead.
You haven't posted since 2021 on this church.
Yeah.
It says home or blog. Those
What?
are the two options for the website.
Well, the plan was to make like $10 million with Golden Cricket and then use that to start the church, but
Never
that didn't
pay
happen.
taxes again. Nice.
Yeah, because then you can buy a house as a church and you don't have to pay property taxes on it ever. But you can't buy a house and then be like, oh, it's a church now, and then stop paying taxes.
Yeah.
Or that's a
Weird.
felony.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. You want to put a bow on this?
And then this last one says he might fuck his dog.
I mean,
So I was on DMT.
would you not?
No.
Look at him.
I like his chain.
It's a nice looking dog. It's a cute looking fella.
His name's Pablo Escobar.
Decent.
He's so cute.
Decent bit.
Adorable.
No, I have not fucked my dog ever.
The
Do I
ever,
think
the
about
ever
it?
made me suspicious, actually.
Not yet.
I've never.
Have I considered
Once.
it? Maybe.
We've all been on Molly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you get. he's like soft and stuff,
Oh boy.
but he doesn't have tits. You put tits on my dog. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to leave the country. I'm gonna have to move to Afghanistan. It's totally cool over there. You ever seen the sheep asses in Afghanistan?
I've not.
They're fat. It kind of makes you understand Islam.
I did play high school football with a kid on the rival team who did fuck a goat.
I thought you were going to
And-
say he had a fat dumpy, and you're like, well,
There's a few of those.
yeah, football, but athletic butts. I
But
don't.
yeah.
You guys should butt fuck more.
Oh God. Just Eli
Post
and-
game, pre shower.
I know who wrote that one.
Hoomst.
Mike.
Yeah,
You guessed it.
you got it right.
You nailed it on the last one. Dang.
Well, I
good
guess
for you.
I guess most of them.
Just Galen and Mike.
Oh yeah.
Same shit.
Who said I have nothing going on in my eyes?
Brain. It said brain. Nothing going on in your brain. Who? If you could take 3 guesses as to who that would be.
Probably some chick that I haven't talked to in a
No.
year.
Okay, that's out.
I don't know.
No thoughts behind those eyes. No.
I never hear that. Usually people say that there's too many thoughts behind my eyes.
I did get that from someone that I forgot to convert over to the notes, but basically the same sentiment, but too many things going on in your head.
But that's not as funny.
No.
Who said the no brain thing?
It's anonymous.
Come on, have
It's
some
anonymous.
fun. It was Barack Obama.
Brock.
This is my close personal friend. Well,
We did it. Eli, do you have anything you want to plug? What's your SoundCloud?
Great
It's
question.
I'm on Spotify. I'm a real
Oh.
artist. Brody Lowballer.
I don't hate that name. I'm surprised that I don't hate it. I don't mind that name.
You would like my music.
Definitely not. But
You would.
the name is good.
You would.
I thought-
promise you. You would like at least 3 songs. I don't know what you're into. I've made a genre in every direction, and it's actually so like I can't. You can't hate them all. You
Do
really
you have
can't.
a Juggalo song?
No. That was. I have a Juggalo story actually.
Go
Do we
on.
have time?
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I.
Taylor's not here. Sig's inside.
Oh, that would rule. I'd be here all day. Keep going.
Disgusting. I was in fucking. Someone gave me like a burnt CD, and it had a bunch of music on it. It was like Nelly and Chingy and Insane Clown Posse.
About 2002, 2003?
Yeah, around then.
Sure.
And it had Insane Clown Posse. I was like 12, and I was like, "This is sick." They're just rapping about killing people. It's
Yeah.
like GTA in music.
Sure.
And my first day of high school, I see that, I'm like, I don't really know anyone yet. It's a new school. First day, I'm a freshman. I see this guy with the ICP Hatchet Man on his shirt. And I'm like, oh, Insane Clown Posse. I know them. And he's like, oh, what's up, dude? You want to meet all my friends? We're all juggalos. And I'm like, sick. High school's going great. First day, I'm making all these friends. He
So-
brings me over to him, introduces me to him. They're all in special ed. They are all
course.
completely
They're
retarded.
just drinking their own piss.
And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I ran home as soon as the bell rang and just deleted all the Insane Clown Posse off my CD.
And that's how
off
you
my
met
computer.
my father.
But, looking back, I kind of wish that I embraced it. Like, I could have been their leader. I could have been the king retard,
Yeah.
I wasn't in special ed. I was in, like, the gifted classes for some reason. I'm like
it's the same
confusing.
thing, bro. I hate to say it to you. It's the same thing. The gifted and the special ed are the same class.
It's not, though.
It is.
Gifted is just more motivated special ed.
No, we were doing, like, calculus in
It's-
4th grade.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't doing calculus in 4th grade.
You were
Whoever
getting
told you
molested.
that is a
in-
bad person. They lied
Dude,
to you.
all my classmates were, like, Indian and Asians that just went and all they did was study.
Yeah, and they all had 3 eyes, and they were the ones they threw away.
No, that's the
They were
special
the
ed class.
discarded Asians. I don't know why I felt bad about that for some reason. No, I'm sorry to tell you, you weren't doing calculus in 4th grade. That was counting. You were counting to 10. That teacher lied to you.
Listen, dude, you can fucking come at me when you learn how to fucking start your own religion and cricket company, all right?
Dude, you're a motivated guy. I can't do shit. I can host an open mic, and that's about it. But you are very fun. You're very fun to poke because you're fucking insane. I've had a wonderful time. I really didn't know if I liked you or not, and I still don't. But I know that at least we can be in the same room and we can have a fun conversation.
Thanks, dude. What the fuck?
And that means something. That's the Sam Hunter endorsement.
It's the same Hunter guarantee. Ting.
Dude, I want to DM you something so mean later. I want to be so mean to you.
I'm gonna fight you.
Oh my god, you guys
I'm
are
gonna
paradise.
kick your
So
ass.
cool if you just hit that bottle over my head. Keep the cameras going. Anyways, Sam Mitty, we have to go. This is going off the rails. What do you have to plug, you drunk? I'm projecting.
Yeah, you're sober.
Yeah.
I'm fun.
Yeah, true.
You're cool. Sam Hunter.
Big Sam Hunter on Instagram. That's it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.